All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're looking at a really fascinating document all about something called instrumental transcommunication. You know, the whole idea of using technology, electronic equipment, to try and contact the other side. This paper explores that idea through a very specific and pretty surprising technological lens. The whole thing really hinges on this one powerful statement. The document opens with this quote, and it immediately sets the stage. What they're saying is evolution isn't just about biology, it's a universal spiritual law. It's not a choice, it's the only path there is. So, everything in this paper is built on this foundation, this law of progress. But what does that actually mean? Well, let's break down the specific rules it says are part of this cosmic mandate. Okay, so the source lays out 4 basic rules. First, we've got free will. We're in the driver's seat and we can either step on the gas or hit the brakes on our own progress. Second, the way we evolve as individuals is through reincarnation, life after life. Third, this isn't just about us. Our individual progress adds up, and that's how entire societies evolve. And finally, overseeing this whole cosmic system, the document calls them superior beings. This all leads to a pretty huge question, right? If progress is constant, what happens when we die? Where do we keep evolving? Well, the source has a surprisingly detailed answer for that. Get this, the document describes what it calls astral cities. These are supposed to be these organized communities where souls get together based on what they're into and how far along they are. It even claims some of these cities exist in a whole other dimension, but right on top of our own cities here on Earth. Pretty wild. And here's where the picture gets even clearer. Life in these astral cities isn't all floaty and abstract. The source says it's surprisingly normal. We're talking about people having work to do, advanced laboratories, and sophisticated technology. The idea is that the drive to learn and to build just keeps right on going. And all that advanced technology, according to the document, it's not just for them. It has one primary, absolutely extraordinary purpose: to build a bridge between their dimension and ours. This is really the heart of the whole paper, the transmission stations. They're described as these super advanced labs with specialized equipment, and all of it is engineered for the single purpose of sending communications back here to Earth. To make it a bit more concrete, the document even gives us a name. It says a lot of the contacts that they've recorded actually come from one specific transmission station they call Alpha. So we have the philosophy and we have the supposed technology, but what does this communication actually look like? Well, the document presents several case studies from South Korea as potential evidence. The first case is a really personal one. A friend of the researchers named Jihye was deeply worried about whether her brother and husband, who had both passed on, had managed to find each other. This image was apparently received, and the document presents it as visual proof that they are in fact together. The next case study focuses on a person they identify as Mr. Inbo Park. And this one isn't just a single snapshot, it's more like a sequence of transmissions that kind of build on each other, telling a little story. So here's the first image in that sequence. The way the document analyzes it, this is Mr. Inbo arriving for the communication, but he's not by himself. The initial read is that he seems to be bringing someone with him. Now, check this out. As the researchers took a closer look at the image, they started to notice something else. They highlighted what they think might be a second person. And this discovery leads them to ask the question you see here. He brings an older lady? But the story doesn't end there. According to the paper, in a later session, another transmission came through that was remarkably similar to the first one. Again, it appears to show Mr. Inbo with another figure, which the document suggests is a pretty significant development. Looking at this second image, the researchers once again highlight the mysterious companion. The document presents this repetition as key, and it ends its analysis of the case with a final question for us to think about. Is it the same woman? So let's just quickly recap the key claims being made here. It starts with a big idea, a universal law of progress. Then it describes a place, these high-tech astral cities. It proposes a mechanism, the transmission stations. And finally, it offers what it believes is evidence, these visual case studies. When you really step back, this document is sitting at a really unique crossroads. It's using the language of science and technology, stations, transmissions, images, to explore one of the oldest and deepest human mysteries. And that leaves us with one final big question to chew on. What happens when technology meets the unknown?